Yo. Analytics off the chain, all the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game.
I'm a headliner.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there today. We're talking about our top 20 quarterbacks and top 40 running backs here for Week 15 fantasy football. Now, as much as I would like to say, hey, these are locked in stone, good to go here for this week, it's not, right? Things in the NFL right now are changing almost by the minute. People being added to COVID IR lists and being ruled out, and so many questionable players. Things could change a lot between now and kickoff of these games. Kind of a tough time to have some Saturday games, but it is what it is. We'll keep you updated Friday morning with a show from the doc. Dr. Ethan Turner will be on here. And then Saturday morning, we'll release the Tailgate show, trying to give you any last-minute news that we possibly have. Our live show is going to be Friday night at 9 p.m., so make sure you stay tuned to that as well. But you know how we do things on the show. Before we get into the rankings, we have an item to give away, right? And we'll give it away on the Tailgate show here this week. So this week's item is going to be a signed AJ Green Cardinals jersey. I figured it was a good time to bust out the AJ Green jersey. Since more than likely we're going to be without DeAndre Hopkins, this guy could be the new number one in Arizona here for the remainder of the regular season. So why not give away a signed AJ Green jersey? If you're interested, let me know down below in the comment section, and be sure you have your free account signed up at pristineauction.com. We'll select the winner here in just a couple days, like I said, on that Tailgate show. But now is the time to get into the rankings and who are our top 20 quarterbacks going to be here for Week 15. Let's kick it off right here. Number one, once again, old man Tom Brady. And the guy just continues to put up fantasy numbers in a matchup Sunday Night Football. Primetime Brady here this week in Week 15 going up against the New Orleans Saints, a Saints team which is easier to throw on than they are to run on, and we know Tom Brady's got weapons aplenty. He's going to be at number one. Number two then is going to be Kyler Murray, and even though he may be without DeAndre Hopkins rest of season, he still has plenty of weapons to go out there and put up some big numbers. Plus, we know James Conner is banged up as well. Do we see a little bit more of a rushing upside from Kyler Murray, which has already been there every single week? That's why I got him bumped up here to number two in a great matchup against Detroit. Number three then is going to be Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs playing Thursday Night Football, Los Angeles Chargers, potential shootout with Justin Herbert. Absolutely sign me up for that one. Got Patty at 3. 4, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills. Honestly, I'd like to have Josh Allen either at 1 or 2, but with this ankle issue, he was in a boot earlier in the week, and then he's not in a boot, but Mitch Trubisky's getting some snaps. There's just a little bit of pause for the cause, I guess you could say, in a matchup going up against Carolina, who plays pretty well against opposing quarterbacks. That's why I got Josh Allen dropped down a couple spots to number 4. Number 5, Justin Herbert in that potential shootout there with Patrick Mahomes. Thursday Night Football could be fun to watch, and Herbert is on an absolute tear right now. Plus, he gets back Keenan Allen. Love that. Which takes us to number 6, Matthew Stafford, Los Angeles Rams. Great matchup for him going up against the Seattle Seahawks. And Matthew Stafford, as of late, is just throwing TDs, and he's throwing them deep down the field to Van Jefferson. Maybe without Odell Beckham, but Matthew Stafford still has plenty of weapons in this offense, and the running game really hasn't been overtaking any of the game plans here as of late. That's why I got Stafford at 6. 7, Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Discount Double Suck It Tour is continuing, and it's continuing with a broken toe. Right now, he said that it's actually getting worse, but his play is getting better, which is absolutely crazy to think about. He's going to have plenty of options and opportunities here this week against the Baltimore Ravens in a game that the Packers need to win. Aaron Rodgers may be hurting, but it's not showing on the field. He's going to be at number 7. Number 8, Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. Kind of disappointing from Dak here as of late, especially since all his wide receivers are finally healthy, right? He's got Cooper and Gallup and Lamb out there, and he's actually struggling a little bit more with all of them. We know the run game is banged up. They're going to have to throw. He's produced great against New York in the past. That's why I got Dak Prescott at number 8. Number 9 is going to be Russell Wilson in that matchup going up against Matthew Stafford. If Stafford is out there putting up points, Russ is going to have no choice but to try to match it and do the same thing. That's why I got him at number 9. Number 10, Taysom Hill, New Orleans Saints. They're going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Easier to throw on Tampa than it is to run on Tampa, but we know that Taysom Hill has that rushing upside, especially around the goal line. Not a whole lot of weapons in the passing game, so they're really utilizing the short passing game across the middle, and it's kind of helping Taysom Hill limit the amount of mistakes that he can make throughout the game, giving him that safe floor with that touchdown upside. Got him at 10. Number 11 then is Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings. Oh, reliable right here with Kirk Cousins. Dude just goes out and throws for like 220 and 2 touchdowns every single week. It's like what to expect from Kirk Cousins, and that's why I love that consistency. Put him right here at number 11. Number 12, this is where I put Joe Burrow. Now, last week I was worried about Joe Burrow and how is he going to play with that pinky finger. Well, Joe Burrow does not care about said pinky finger. He's going out there and throwing the ball down the field consistently. We know Joe Mixon was not 100%, but with the likes of T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and even Tyler Boyd, if they could get him going, we have plenty of ceiling here for Joe Burrow, and that's why I got him at number 12 going up against the Denver Broncos. Number 13, this is where I put Lamar Jackson. Now, super low for Lamar Jackson, especially in a matchup going up against Green Bay where there could be some back and forth scoring. The problem is we do not know if Lamar Jackson is even going to play. They've already come out and said, hey, dude is a game time decision. And we know that if it's going to affect his rushing upside, that's severely going to limit his ceiling because we are very dependent on that rushing upside weekly. So until we hear more information, I got Lamar at 13. 14, another guy in the same situation, right? Jalen Hurts out there dealing with a high ankle sprain. How does that limit his mobility? We don't even know for sure if he is starting just yet. They have Gardner Minshew. He's getting some snaps at practice as well. Jalen Hurts is obviously a must start every single week that he's healthy, but in a week that he's not healthy, going up against the Washington football team, whose defense has been playing a little bit better here as of late, I got him dropped down to 14 until we hear more information. 15 kind of hurts me a little bit. It's Tua Tagovailoa, Miami Dolphins. I actually had Tua a lot higher until the news just came out that he's going to be without Jalen Waddle. We already know that he could be without all of the running backs on his roster. Now he's arguably losing his best target in the passing game. That's going to limit Tua. Sure, more targets going the way of fantasy Bigfoot. Devontae Parker. We'll probably see a little bit more Mac Hollins possibly, maybe a little bit more Mike Gesicki. He's got options still, and he's going to have to throw the ball, but without that big play threat right there, had to drop him a couple spots to 15. 16 is where I put Jimmy G. He kind of fits into that Kirk Cousins category, right? He's safe, he's reliable, he's got a good matchup against Atlanta. With Debo in the mix and George Kittle, he's definitely somebody who goes out there with that safe floor every single week, and that's why I got him at 16. 17 then is going to be Big Ben, Pittsburgh Steelers. A great matchup for him going up against the Tennessee Titans, and it's going to be at home. We love Big Ben at home, and he's had back-to-back games out there where he's putting up like 20 fantasy points per game. We love to see that. Can he keep it going? I'm limiting expectations slightly because he's burned me in the past, had a couple good games back in week 9 and 11, and then tanked it in week 12. Can he keep it going? That's why I got him dropped down to 17. 18 is going to be Justin Fields, Chicago Bears, primetime football, Monday Night Football, and a great matchup for him going up against the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to be without all of their coordinators in Chicago. They're all on the COVID list. So Justin Fields could have an opportunity to, go out there and get that safe floor with the rushing upside. And then we've started to see him get a little bit more confidence in the passing game here as of late down the field to Darnell Mooney. Can they continue that? But he's also got some tight ends there in the red zone to help boost that touchdown upside. That's why I got Fields at 18 in a good matchup. 19, Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders. Not a bad matchup for him going against Cleveland since everybody on the Browns is basically on the COVID IR at this point. But Derek Carr has been so inconsistent here over the last few weeks, it's really hard to trust him. Start of the season, the guy was almost a lock for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns a week. Now, we're super pumped if we're getting 250 yards and maybe a touchdown or 2. The guy has severely fallen off a cliff, and that's why I've dropped him down to 19. And then 20, Mac Jones, the rookie in New England. The New England Patriots, who are coming off their bye week in a matchup going up against the Indianapolis Colts. This guy is really maturing as the season goes on. He's limiting mistakes. He's doing what the offense asks of him. He's not trying to force the ball into bad situations, and he's playing a lot better. The ceiling, not overly high because they're a run-first team in New England, but I like what I'm seeing from Mac Jones, and I got him at 20. So that'll round out the top 20 quarterbacks, but now it's time to transition over into the top 40 running backs, and this list is ever-changing. Talk about a fluid list. It's literally changing every single hour here because we just don't know what's going to happen in some of these backfields. Now, what I have done, I'm going to preface this before I put the rankings up on the screen. At the bottom of these rankings, so I think it's from, let me look here, from 34 to 40, I put a bunch of guys who we don't even know if they're going to play. So I put them at the bottom of their rankings, and then I'm going to tell you where they'll kind of slot in if we know they end up playing. I'd hate to throw these guys up into the top 12, the top 15, the top 20, and they don't even play. So I'm going to talk about them here at the end. But let's go ahead and kick it off with number 1, which is going to be, for me this week, Dalvin Cook of the Minnesota Vikings in a matchup going up against Chicago. Chicago just taking advantage of it on the ground by both A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones just last week. And we saw Dalvin Cook go out there and get over 30 touches and not even, think about that shoulder, which is great to see. Kind of crazy having him over Jonathan Taylor, but I got Jonathan Taylor at number 2. And really, this is all based off of matchup. Sure, he's coming off the bye. He's healthy. The dude is the best running back in the NFL. Let me preface that. I love me Jonathan Taylor, but in a matchup going up against the New England Patriots, they try to take away your best weapon. The best weapon that the Indianapolis Colts have is going to be Jonathan Taylor, so I'm kind of limiting expectations, but not much. He's still at number 2. Number 3, then, this is where I'm going to put Nick Chubb. And really, it's because there's no other options in this offense for the most part. No Baker, no Landry, no Hooper. There's some key members on the defense that are missing. It's an absolute mess in Cleveland, but the one thing they have right now is Nick Chubb, and he's got one of the best matchups of the week going up against the horrible run defense of the Las Vegas Raiders. The volume should be there with Case Keenum under center. Limited options in the passing game. He could see more work out of the backfield, especially since Kareem Hunt is hurt as well. For now, I got Nick Chubb at number 3. Number 4 is where I put Alvin Kamara in this matchup going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A little bit more difficult to run on Tampa, but we can utilize Alvin Kamara in the passing game there, so that's why I got him at number 4. 5 is Najee Harris, Pittsburgh Steelers going up against Tennessee. This is all about volume, right? Very few running backs in the NFL can go out there, have touchdown upside, and get 25 plus touches a week. Najee is capable of that. That's why I got him at 5. 6 is Austin Eckler. I would love to have Austin Eckler a little bit higher. Now, everything sounds like he's trending in the way of playing this week, but he may not have a full workload. The reason that I do not have him dropped all the way down the rankings is because they play tonight, right? They play on Thursday Night Football. So I'm going to put him right here at number 6 because, like I said, sounds like he's going to play, may not have his full workload. So I'm limiting that upside, dropped him down a few spots to number 6. Number 7, this is where I have Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals, a difficult matchup for him going up against the Denver Broncos, but another one of those guys that just scores touchdowns, right? He's one of the guys that you can almost look at every single week and say, this guy has the potential for 1 to 2 touchdowns every single week. You can't say that about a lot of running backs because their teams don't give them those opportunities. Mixon gets it. He gets the volume. Got him at 7. Number 8, Leonard Fournette. Now, Leonard Fournette, another guy that's kind of been missing some practices. Nothing that's come out as of lately to say, hey, he's not going to play. There's a big chance of him not playing, so we still have him sitting right here at number 8. It's a difficult matchup going up against New Orleans, but let me tell you something. If you have Leonard Fournette, you better make sure you go out and grab Ronald Jones just in case if he's available, because he could definitely be somebody with some huge value if we do not have Leonard Fournette. 9's where I've slotted Cordero Patterson, Atlanta Falcons. Not the easiest matchup going up against San Francisco, but Cordero Patterson is the Atlanta Falcons offense, so he's going to remain inside the top 10 at number 9. Number 10 is Aaron Jones of the Packers. Difficult matchup going up against Baltimore, but we know that Aaron Jones doesn't need a whole lot of volume to go out there and put up big points. Plus, we also know that Aaron Rodgers, a little bit limited, could rely a little bit more on the running backs. That's why I got Aaron Jones at 10. Saquon Barkley is going to be at number 11. Going up against the Dallas Cowboys, we saw Saquon here as of late really be involved in the passing game. Can he get one of those big explosive runs to, really put him over the top? He's starting to look a little bit better, and that's why I got him at number 11. 12, James Conner. Now, they've come out and said he's day-to-day. Doesn't look like there's anything serious with James Conner, but we do not know 100% for sure yet how limited is he going to be, especially with the return of Chase Edmonds, who is someone we'll talk about here in just a minute or so. But as of right now, until we get more word, sounds like Conner's going to play, and I got him at number 12. 13 then is going to be David Montgomery of the Bears going up against the Vikings Monday Night Football. David Montgomery just seems to shine in primetime football. We know he's not 100% healthy, and we also know that Justin Fields is going to take away a few of those touches that may have used to go the way of David Montgomery, but it's boosting his efficiency. The touchdown upside is there, and with the mess in Chicago with all the coordinators being out due to COVID, we could see a more scaled back game plan that includes a little bit more David Montgomery. That's why I got him at 13. 14 is going to be CEH playing here Thursday Night Football, going up against the Chargers, one of the best matchups of the week. And CEH may not be getting a ton of volume, but he's scoring touchdowns and he's doing something with the touches he's getting. He's out there putting up top 10 numbers and only getting, 13 to 15 touches a week. In a great matchup, I'll put him at 14. 15, Hallelujah. It's James Robinson, J-Rob of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who is going to finally be freed from the wrath that was Urban Meyer. No more Urban Meyer in Jacksonville, which is great news for the likes of Trevor Lawrence and James Robinson. In a matchup going up against the Houston Texans, I highly expect interim coach Darrell Bevell to go out there and run the rock. That's going to benefit James Robinson. I got him at 15. On to 16 then, it's going to be last week's disappointment in Antonio Gibson, Washington football team, a matchup going up against Philadelphia. If this dude could just hold on to the football and not be benched every other week, it would be great for fantasy football players. But Ron Rivera does not give two craps about your fantasy team. He's going to punish their players when they do something that they should not do. Antonio Gibson, been in the doghouse here as of late, but the volume should still be there. He's approaching 20 touches a week, a little bit more involvement in the passing game as of late, which we like to see. That's kind of because we haven't really had J.D. McKissick either. either, and how close is he to returning? So Antonio Gibson dropped down a few spots to 16. 17 is where I put Javonte Williams of the Denver Broncos going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. So not the easiest matchup for Javonte, but this guy is a mixture of speed, power, elusiveness, can score touchdowns, can catch balls out of the backfield. He's absolutely making defenders miss, which is nuts. This guy has more forced missed tackles than Jonathan Taylor on the season. He is an elite running back, got him at 17. 18 is going to be Josh Jacobs of the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Cleveland Browns, who are kind of, hurting on the defensive side of the football. And we know there's nobody really to split touches with in this backfield, so Jacobs is at 18. 19 is where I've slotted Zeke, who's obviously not 100% healthy, but he does seem to be improving and getting a little bit better each week. Kind of have him drop down to that running back 2 level here at running back 19. 20 is where I put Melvin Gordon, another running back who's banged up, but doesn't seem like he's in jeopardy of missing this ball game. Both him and Javonte are running the ball super well, and Denver is committed to their running backs. That's why I got them both inside the top 20, with Melvin right here at number 20. 21 is where I've slotted Chase Edmonds. Now he's designated to return. He could have returned last week, and he was like a game time decision, and they decided not to. All signs pointing to him being activated here this week. Now, as of right now, I have Chase Edmonds at 21 in a great matchup going up against Detroit. But that is because, as of right now, James Conner is in the lineup and playing. If for some reason James Conner is not active in this game and Chase Edmonds is, this guy's going to jump all the way up inside my top 15. So be sure you're staying on top of that situation. 22, this is where I've put Rashad Penny. A difficult matchup for him going up against the Los Angeles Rams, and a lot of people want to go out there and overhype Penny now because of last week's performance. We've seen that in the past, and we've been highly disappointed. We've seen this same story in Seattle play out before, and the Rams are no easy push-over defense, especially playing there in LA. Got Penny at 22. 23 is going to be Chuba Hubbard of the Carolina Panthers. How limited will he be by the play of Cam Newton? Is Cam Newton even going to be the full-time quarterback in the backfield there for the Carolina Panthers? Or is it going to be a revolving door between him and PJ Walker? Does Sam Darnold get another chance here in this offense? Just a lot of question marks surrounding a very confusing offense in Carolina. He still has that touchdown upside, but it's somewhat limited with Cam under center, so I got him dropped down to 23. 24 is going to be Devontae Freeman, a difficult matchup for him going up against the Green Bay Packers, but the clear running back 1 in Baltimore, and we don't know the status of Lamar Jackson. If Lamar is ruled out of this game, Devontae Freeman could climb a few spots here in the rankings just due to him getting more volume with no Lamar Jackson. Takes us to 25, which is Ramondre Stevenson of the New England Patriots. Really don't know what to do with this backfield either. How healthy is Damian Harris? Is he going to be active? Is he going to play? Because when Damian Harris is healthy and in the lineup, he is the number 1 option for the New England Patriots. I had somebody tell me in the comment section this week that Ramondre Stevenson was the better guy on the team. The coaches knew it, and that Ramondre Stevenson was what did he call him? A light version, or a lean. That's what he called him. A lean version of Derrick Henry. Come on. Let's be honest here. That's a little bit much. But for right now, Ramondre Stevenson, the healthier of the 2 backs, got him sitting right here at 25 until we find out what is going to happen with Damian Harris. Now, if Damian Harris is ruled out, Ramondre Stevenson in a matchup going up against the Indianapolis Colts, which is not easy by any means, he will jump up inside the top 20, so pay attention to that. 26 will be Sony Michel. Why? Because we still don't know about Darrell Henderson either. Now, Sony was a little bit more inefficient last week, started the game off hot, but really dwindled down the stretch and isn't really involved in the passing game, right? They have enough pass-catching weapons that they're not utilizing Sony Michel in that way. Now, in a matchup here this week, going up against the Seattle Seahawks, it's not bad, but we don't know about Darrell Henderson, so until we do, Sony's at 26. 27, Donta Foreman, the lead running back in Tennessee, with a matchup going up against Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh has been allowing rushing points aplenty to opponents here as of late, and Donta Foreman, the clear number 1 in Tennessee, got him at 27. 28 is A.J. Dillon, not doing a whole lot, but he's still getting right around 15 touches a week, right? He's going out there and getting you right around 15 touches and 70 yards or so. He's not playing bad. He's not scoring touchdowns, and he's really got a limited ceiling, but if you're in a deeper league, a multiple flex league, you're just dying at running back, A.J. Dillon is at least somebody who can go out there and get you 15 touches. 29, Devin Singletary, Buffalo Bills, going up against the Carolina Panthers. Kind of an iffy matchup, but the reason I have Devin Singletary a little bit higher here is because how limited is Josh Allen? Like I said, to start the week, he was in a walking boot. Then he went and saw a play, and he looked like he was absolutely fine. We don't know exactly what to expect from Josh Allen yet, so I'm bumping up one of their running backs. Seems like Devin Singletary is the flavor of the month in Buffalo and could be in line for right around 15 touches himself. That's why he's at 29. 30 is Darrell Williams, not getting a ton of touches in this offense, but he's doing a lot with what he's doing. Plus, he's actually being involved in the pass-catching game in what could be a potential shootout against LA. I got Darrell Williams at 30. 31 is going to be Miles Sanders. He's practicing in a limited form, but we really don't know what to expect in this backfield either, and there are so many options. Does Jordan Howard return? We know about Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. Who is playing quarterback? Is Jalen Hurts there taking away some of the rushing opportunities? There's just so many questions. As of right now, Miles Sanders, the highest guy ranked in this backfield at 31. 32 is going to be Mike Davis, Atlanta Falcons. Dude, over the last couple weeks, has scored over 10 fantasy points. Yet nobody, including myself, wants to trust this guy, especially in a matchup going up against San Francisco. Got him at 32, 33. This is where I put Dearness Johnson. Now, if everybody actually gets ruled out officially in Cleveland, honestly, Dearness Johnson may climb up inside the top 30. But he's just one of those guys that they may not have very many other options. And at some point, Nick Chubb is going to need a breather. He can't touch the ball 50 times. Dearness Johnson could be the next best option in this offense. I didn't want you to forget about him. That's why I put him at 33. But this is where we kind of just talk about all the players that are currently hurt and where they would slot in if they're activated. So number 34, I have Elijah Mitchell of the San Francisco 49ers. They have a great matchup going up against the Atlanta Falcons, but Elijah Mitchell still not practicing fully. If he is a full go by the weekend, which I do not expect, he will climb up inside my top 15. I love the talent. I love their commitment to him. I just don't know if he's healthy enough to carry the full workload as of yet. 35, Darrell Henderson. We mentioned him when we talked about Sony Michel. Now, Darrell Henderson, the clear number one in this backfield and would overtake that number one spot if he's healthy and activated, coming off the COVID IR, and he was dealing with a quad injury in a matchup going up against Seattle. I would love it if Darrell Henderson was healthy, and if he is activated, will also end up inside my top 15. 36 then is Damian Harris. We talked about him with Ramondre Stevenson. Now they're coming off the bye week. How much was he able to heal over the bye week? Given that this is a hamstring injury, I'm not so quick to just throw Damian Harris back up into the top of the rankings. Even if he plays, he could be limited. They have a capable backup, and the hamstring injuries are one of those that just tend to kind of be re-aggravated when they actually get back into game action. So I'm a little bit more worried about Damian Harris. That's why he's down here at 36. 37 is Myles Gaskin. He's on the COVID IR along with all of the other running backs in Miami. He is definitely somebody, though, who will be the leader in this backfield if activated, so don't forget about that. 38 is Michael Carter, who's been designated to return off the IR. Does he come back this weekend? He's the only running back that's worth a crap in New York there for the Jets. They're going up against the Miami Dolphins. Would be a great matchup for Michael Carter if he's back in the lineup, but we're still waiting to find out on him. 39 then is Tony Pollard, Dallas Cowboys, going up against the Giants. He's got that torn plantar fascia, and honestly, that just sounds painful, and even if he is active, I would not expect too much volume going the way of Tony Pollard, but he's still down here as a reminder. And then 40, Jamal Williams. He was added to the COVID IR. We still do not know about DeAndre Swift. Does DeAndre Swift play this week? Another one of those backfields that's just way up in the air, but it's a difficult matchup for them going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Not the easiest team to run against, and if they get down early and Arizona can get that lead, they're not going to be running the ball a whole lot in Detroit anyway. But Jamal Williams, just another name to remember down here at the bottom of the rankings. All right, but there you have it. My top 20 quarterbacks, my top 40 running backs, and the lists are ever changing by the minute here. I mean, I feel like Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter are just constantly tweeting out updates, and it's constantly changing everything. So make sure you stay tuned to all the shows here rest of the week. Don't forget, leave a comment down below. If you're interested in the signed AJ Green Arizona Cardinals jersey, I will be giving that away during the tailgate show. But like I said, hopefully you guys are enjoying your week, doing the best you can to get through another work week. Am I right? So hopefully you're looking forward to some football. Hopefully we have a lot of players that can actually play football here this weekend. That would be great. I think we may be watching a lot of practice squad players here this weekend by the way things are going, but we have to wait and see. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day here this week. Enjoy yourself some Thursday Night Football tonight, and we'll talk to you later.